fresh from the encounter, let's break it down. Truth and hope, the words going round. Lessons to live, faith that inspires, building a spark, igniting the fire. With Kevin and Maya, we're keeping it real. The recap is here, let's talk, let's feel.
Well, good afternoon, Bethany family.
Guys.
We are here in the sanctuary for the recap. We said last year that we were going to try to do some things differently, and this is what we wanted to do.
I'm so
right?
excited.
I'm so excited too, because we're going to use this time and this platform to be more engaging with the, the saints in the sanctuary during service, as well as you guys online right now. But as you guys always know, we come to you every Monday at 5:30 for the recap. And you may be tuning in, you may be saying, this is my first time tuning in. What is the recap all about?
So the recap is our opportunity to have a conversation right after service, to go over everything that we've been learning. That time after church, and kiki, kaha.
I like that.
To just talk about all the great things that we've been learning, and just, chilling.
Yeah.
We've been learning a lot of great stuff. So I'm excited to be able to share this with you guys and just continue to grow as a community, because we're in this safe place, right?
We're in the safe place. And speaking of the safe place, we are also in our Transforming Lives month.
Yes.
Right? So we say Transforming Lives, we do it in the sanctuary as well as outside the sanctuary. And there's so many different ways to transform someone's life, right? So there's some ways that you can transform someone's life online right now.
Yeah.
So we wanted to encourage you to please make sure that you like, you comment, and you share. By you doing that, that's indicating to somebody online like, hey, this may be a discussion that you need to hear on this Monday. As we always say on the recap, you never know what type of Monday somebody had. So we want to invite somebody, but not only just doing that online, but also inviting them to our services, because we have so much in store for someone just that needs to feel Christ's love, just needs to fellowship with someone, just being in the body and just being close to somebody, just like when we are in sanctuary and Bishop says, talk to your neighbor and stuff like that. It's just a different feeling, and someone may need that today. So we want to make sure that we invite them out, online with us, but also to all of our services.
Yeah,
right?
As Bishop says, each one bring one. So, this is our opportunity to put our money where our mouth is.
Yes.
And do exactly that. We're big on transforming lives. What are we doing to actually make it happen? So we actually had an experience over the weekend where we went out and did exactly that and let someone know about Christ, what we're doing here at Bethany, and then how they can get involved. So it's a great opportunity to really love up on each other and really do what we can to make a difference in someone's life, right, Kev?
Yes. So this is the first Monday in 2025.
Yeah, I cannot believe it.
How are you feeling already about 2025? Because I'm saying 2025, not 2025, 2025.
I love that.
Because we're going to be fine this year in every area of our lives. So 2025.
So far, it's been fun. Okay. And I'm really excited and hopeful for, what this year is going to bring, coming from last year.
Yes.
It was a whole lot. So I know it's going to only be up from here. Yeah. But also, we've been learning that we're in a safe place.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, but when I am in a place where I'm comfortable, where I know that I'm taken care of, I feel more confident to just go and do, right? So I'm excited for the things that we're going to do and accomplish, individually and as a church family this year. It's going to be really great. So guys, do me a favor. Let me know in the comments, what are you looking forward to in this new year, 2025?
Yes.
2025.
2025.
What are some things that you're looking forward to, and how are you expecting God to move in your life this year?
Yes, absolutely. So we started this this sermon series around prayer when we left 2024, and we said on a recap last week as well as the week before how important it is to go into this new season of just in your prayer life. I said for myself, I was transparent and said that I need to work on my prayer life a little bit more, because I felt like I was getting into a routine, which Bishop kind of alluded to this week, talking about getting into that routine of prayer and not having that persistent prayer, right? So for me in this new year, I want to make sure that I'm being consistent with my prayer life, because I feel like sometimes we put God on the back burner when it comes to having that open communication with him. We're so quick to, when anything happens in our life, we're so quick to run to our friend or run to a coworker and tell them what's going on, when God just wants you to be persistent and consistent in your prayer life with him, right? So where do you think our head is right now as we go into this 2025 year and having that persistent prayer? Because that's what Bishop started to talk about this week, having that persistent prayer.
Persistence is key. You know, as Bishop says, you know, keep knocking, just knock on the door.
Yes.
And allow God to answer and to move in your life. You know, I think oftentimes we might start off good and then somehow we get distracted, or we lose hope, or, you know, we start to lose faith in the idea that God can do and that he can move in our lives. But being able to be persistent, and like you said, to put God first.
Yes.
You know, it really allows him to be God in your life.
Yes.
And so, no, I definitely co-sign that with you, to be able to be persistent and not let life, not let people around me, not let, you know, my own insecurities, you know, put a distance between me and God and me seeking him. You know, and moving in that way.
So I love that you said your own insecurities, because can we like normalize the idea of people being insecure when it comes to prayer? Like, I know when I was young and when people would call you to pray and stuff like that, you'd be like, oh, I don't know if God hears my prayers.
Like,
I don't know if I'm doing or I'm saying the right thing. So I really think that being insecure in your prayer life is a topic that we need to talk about, because so many people feel as though that God doesn't hear my prayers. He's not going to listen to my prayers because I'm not praying like Bishop. I'm not praying like Pastor Nick, or I'm not quoting scriptures, or I don't know the Bible like someone knows it as well, right? So I feel like that insecurity makes us not be consistent in our prayer life. Because I'll just say for my own self, like there was a time where I was just like, am I saying the right thing? Like,
I get it. No,
you know, like
prayer anxiety is a real thing. A very real thing. I remember one time I was in college and I went to a Christian school. So everyone was required at some point to pray before class. And the whole semester was like, God, don't let him choose me. Don't let him choose me. And then, of course, it happened. And so it was my turn to pray. And I said, dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day.
Not the soft voice.
Amen.
Oh, Lord.
And it was quiet. It was quiet because everyone was expecting this, dear Father, in the name of Jesus. This and you got that, and it didn't happen, y'all. It did not happen. And it was because I was so afraid of, like you said, you know, I didn't want to say the wrong thing. I didn't want to sound silly or stupid, you know, because of how I'm looking at other people pray. But I had to remind myself, prayer is a communication between you and God. Right? And so I think when you keep that in mind, there is no such thing as saying the wrong thing, because you're speaking from your heart, and that's what God wants to hear from us. And so, you know, really, I think it would behoove us to stop worrying about what other people are thinking about you. Stop worrying about, you know, what you're looking like. Just go to God. Just go to God and
just have that honest conversation, right? Like Bishop said this week, he said, stop praying like he isn't going to answer. God is going to answer. He hears us, right? You know, but we have to know faith's role in our prayer life, right? So we have to already trust and believe that God is already doing something. As soon as I let it leave my mouth, that God is doing it, right? I feel like because our faith is not where we want it to be at times, that we tend to say, oh no, it's not coming to pass. It's not going to happen. But we have to say those things just as much as how confident we are when we have conversations with our friends and our coworkers and our parents, whoever it may be, and we are confident when we say something like, this is what's happening. We need to have that same confidence when it comes to our prayer with God, and to say, like, God, I know you are doing the thing. Like, I know that is going to happen, and I'm trusting, and I'm just waiting. I think my prayer for 2025 is giving. You
said it way too easily. I didn't even
practice. 2025. You gotta just say it like that. That's that confidence. It's that confidence that you have to have in your prayer life with that 2025 year. But I say to God that in my prayer life that sometimes one of my biggest challenge when it came to my walk with Christ and when it came to just being consistent and open and honest with God is his timing against my timing. Yes. I am someone that once I do things for myself and, I'm always wanting to figure things out by myself. And God had to humble me like, nah, Kev, sit back. Like, wait for me. And that was one of the biggest things that I learned in my prayer life of just sitting and waiting on God's timing. Just waiting on God to just do the thing, right? And that's what I'm going into this year about. Like, okay, I may be praying for something in January. I may not get till June. Yeah. And I'm okay with that. I know it's still going to happen. But in that moment, in that process, in that waiting era, I'm growing, I'm learning, and I'm putting things in place for me. And not only for me, because we learned that our spiritual gifts are just not for us last year. We learned that it's for all those around us. So like when we came before we stepped into this new year, we came to that prayer service, touching and agreeing, putting things on the altar, praying for people we want saved. Like that's who I'm doing it for, right? Exactly. Everyone that I wrote down on that list, that's who I'm doing for this year.
I think that we need to remember that as soon as our prayers leave our mouth, not only is God hearing it, but it's already done. Yeah. Because God, time is not relevant to him. Yeah. It doesn't matter, right? Because he's back in the day, in the future, all at the same time. Yes. So, adopting that mindset of it already being done really shifts the perspective that it's about you doing the work. Yes. And it's about you preparing yourself, like you said, growing to be prepared for when that moment comes and God is saying, okay, this is it. It's time. You're already set and you're ready to go. Yeah. So, putting faith in not the fact that God's hearing you, which is great. Of course, we know of a God who's able to hear us. Yeah. But a God who has already responded. Yes. Because we know, it has to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's so much that we're learning in this series that, it's something that we just can't keep to ourselves. Yeah. We want to share out. So as we started this broadcast talking about Transforming Lives Month, this is also a great segue into having that conversation with someone. Like you said, this weekend we were ministering out in the community. We were just having fun with the Engaged social media team, but we were also a blessing to someone else. And we talked to someone about our ministry and what we have going on. And we told them about Transforming Lives. And we told them about this series that we're in. So we encourage you, we actually charge you to continue the conversation. As we always say, we want you to have your own recap. Invite someone to the broadcast, but also invite them to the conversation, invite them to the house so they can hear. Because what we do here is just a little.
Oh, we're bringing that back this
We're bringing that back. Okay. 2025 here. It's just a little. It's just the appetizer to the entree that we are served each and every Sunday. But there's different ways to be connected throughout the week. So what are some things that we can look forward to in this upcoming week, Maya?
Absolutely. So first week of the year, we're excited because we are back tonight with our Embrace class with Bishop and Pastor Nick, who will be just giving a little bit further intimate experience of what we're learning about in service and just in our faith walk in general of how to grow closer with God. So that is tonight in person and online at 7 p.m. And then on Tuesday, we have our Focus Singles Ministry for all the singles out there. It's a great opportunity to really be inspired in this journey of singleness, because we know that sometimes it can be challenging. It can be a little challenging, but Pastor Nick really speaks into us and keeps us encouraged as we go throughout this journey. And then on Wednesday, of course, we have Word Impact Gathering. Yes. We have our 12 p.m. Bible study at 12 p.m. And then we have our evening Bible study at 7 p.m. It's a great opportunity, again, to fellowship, have our midweek pick-me-up. Yes. As we really just kind of get rejuvenated, because, sometimes life be lifing.
Life be lifing.
And we just need a reminder of who we are so we can come together as a family and just do that. But then, of course, after that, on Saturday at 9, we have On Point Radio.
Yes.
That's a great opportunity for you to call in and to speak with Bishop and Pastor Nick. Ask them your questions and have really real conversation about, what's happening in the world, in sports and politics,
everything under the sun.
Everything. And they'll give you really real answers. So call in and be part of that conversation. But most importantly, we're so excited to see you guys on Sunday at 11 a.m. for some awesome fellowship, some great word. And really, especially as we are in Transforming Lives Month, invite someone to church. At the end of last year, during our prayer service, we were tasked with putting our loved ones or our friends, writing their names down on a sheet of paper and laying them down at the altar that they might come back to Christ. So invite someone to church. Invite that person to church. I know sometimes there's some fear and anxiety with even doing that, but just get them here and let everything else do the rest of how God can move and transform their lives.
Absolutely.
So,
I am just, first off, I'm happy after 4 years of doing a recap.
Yes.
We are doing it in person.
Can we say thank you to everyone?
Absolutely. Everyone that has been consistent with us in the comments, that has been sharing, that has been liking, that has been a part of the conversation. As we always say, that this is only what you make it.
Yes.
So your participation makes the recap what it is, and it has been going 4 years plus. So we are just so excited to be in the house and having this discussion and having this conversation. But as always, it's our prayer that you felt encouraged by today's discussion, that you felt, your spirit was lifted today, and that you are just excited for the next layer to this prayer series. And then just another opportunity to just worship and fellowship with everyone here. But until next time, until next Monday at 5:30, we wish you and we hope that you have a blessed and safe week. It's our prayer to see you either in any of our services in person